We are at our closest approach to Okinawa with Typhoon Khanun. Actually, winds have been reported upwards of 110 miles per hour here in Naha, right in the right front quadrant of this storm. Taking a look at radar imagery, look at that. With the inner eye wall remaining just offshore, but the outer eye wall and these rain bands wrapping around and smacking right into the southwestern portions of the island. And that's why we have been seeing these high winds. That's why, actually, if you take a look at this, this is a max wind reports here thus far since midnight. Some of them taking place here about 4 a.m. in Naha. 52 meters per second is about 112 miles per hour for the imperial users here, or 187 kilometers per hour with these rain bands wrapping around. But it looks like the inner core, that inner eye, you're not going to have the calm winds passed over the island, but instead, and I think in some cases could even be worse, is this long duration, long fetch area wind event. And especially for some of these areas here on the eastern end of the island, we have been seeing, I have already seen a report of a flying trampoline, but also some cars being pushed around, which is typically the case. You know, the buildings here in Okinawa are absolutely designed for these storms, as long as you stay inside, but light cars, not designed for these storms, and that's the ones that you see kind of the damage. Usually some of the most damage is cars that kind of get caught in funneled areas, get pushed around or damaged that way. Hey, taking a look at the forecast from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, you know, right now they have this at 110 knots. They do expect it to move off towards the west, kind of maintain a little bit of intensity, or slowly weakening, but then churning back towards the east. Now, I don't expect it to come back east and run back right over Okinawa, but as it lingers here towards the west of the island, we will have several days of tropical storm strength conditions and this rainfall. I mean, just take a look at the rains coming in from the south. Yeah, it's going to be passing on and off, to be quite honest. The heavier stuff will be offshore and might even be impacting parts of Taipei, wrapping it around from the north and also the west coast of Taiwan. But for Okinawa, watch how it just lingers here heading into Friday over towards Saturday and comes back towards the east, where we could be looking at maybe not the center, as I mentioned, pushing over Okinawa, but then the right side of the storm, according to GFS, right there by Saturday into Sunday. Same with the ECMWF. So, I mean, plenty of impacts, more tropical storm strength conditions in the forecast for the weekend, maybe even more typhoon conditions. It's a long duration event. This is what we've been saying for a while, just because it's been lingering here towards the west. But the big problem continues to be this high pressure area right there over eastern China. And we have another high pressure area over the Korean Peninsula. So remember, these storms want to run downhill, and they even look at this ridge towards our east. So it's butting up against three different high pressure areas. And there's no real hooking mechanism to pull this north and towards the east. And that's the reason why it's just going to kind of want to linger here towards the west of Okinawa, northeast of Taiwan. And all while this is happening, by the way, I can't stress enough, we pull back the picture and you're still seeing that inflow and heavy rainfall for our friends down in the west coast of the Philippines. So, boy, a lot happening with this one here. It is a slow mover. I hope everybody is staying safe out there. If you have any reports or anything like that, please share them with us. And yeah, it's going to be a long day. Stay safe.